Hello everyone. Welcome back to another video. It's your girl Simply Sarah. And today's message is You of Little Faith. Let's get right into the video. We must know what God must handle and what he expects us to handle and never confuse those two roles. Do you remember the occasion when the disciples was in a boat in the middle of the storm? You can find that story in Mark 4:38 through 40. Some of you are in a storm this very moment. It may be a storm of sickness where the doctor says there's no hope. It may be a storm of lack, not having a place to stay, or just simply a storm of not knowing what to do or what's your next move. In any given situation, the disciples were scared out of their wits. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind. What did Jesus do? Well, in Matthew 8:26, Jesus replied, You of little faith, why are you so afraid? Then he goes up and rebuked the wind by saying, Peace, be still. And the winds and the waves became completely calm. When you rebuke the storms in your life, you will see it ceasing. The Bible says if we only have faith as a grain of mustard seed, we can move mountains. You can look at that mountain and see that it's very high, but you can tell that mountain to come down, and by faith, it has to be moved. See, while Jesus was on the boat, he didn't come to calm the storm. He came to save souls. As the water was raging, Jesus was calm about it because he knows that this is not the death that he has come for. Jesus told his disciples, let's go to the other side. It's not water that they needed to be worried about. It was what they were to face when they got to the other side. You see, Jesus was moving with purpose because he knew that the other side of the lake was a battlefield. Jesus is not confronting the enemy in the water. That's his least concern. But he got his eyes on the enemy that lies on the other side of it. There are some demons out there, y'all, that is lurking and waiting for you. If you say you've been called into ministry, you better know that you know that you know, and be very sure that God has called you. Oh, yes, they say, God called me to preach. God called me to pastor. Oh, yeah, he told me to lay hands on the sick and they'll recover. You need to call up Dr. Jesus today and make sure that he called you, because man will put you in a position and not tell you the consequences behind it and lead you to the wolf's den. There are some real demons that's waiting to tear you apart. Because on the other side, the storm will threaten your faith. We need to understand who this is asleep in the boat. Well, Hebrews 12:2 says, looking unto Jesus, the author and the finisher of our faith, who for the joy that was set before him endured the cross, despising the shame, and is set down at the right hand of the throne of God. The storm is where you will meet God. It's not where you face the enemy. Just like the disciples in the boat, it is in the adversity. When we are at the end of our hope, when we see God's power manifest in our lives. I went through some storms in my life, but until I reached the other side, the storms became stronger and stronger, and they began to overtake me. For a long time, I saw myself as one of the disciples in the boat. And Jesus came and he rescued me. He took me in his loving arms. He shaped me and he molded me into what he wanted me to be. I say to you today, the storms of life will rage. But remember that Jesus walked on water and he calmed the sea. I pray that you receive the message on today that in order to calm your storm, you have to cross over to the other side. Have a blessed and prosperous day. And remember to walk this thing out by faith. It's the only way.